Alright, so since Sumuru's been out, it's been a long time since Genshin's been out as a game, and there's one thing that hasn't been implemented that I think a lot of people would, I guess you could say, benefit from or want, or make it a lot easier to do things in this game if it were implemented. There's a lot of different characters in this game, and this is going to be an issue that affects everyone at a certain point in playing this game. It doesn't matter if you're a veteran, doesn't matter if you just started the game, it doesn't matter if you play a lot, it doesn't matter if you play a little bit. This will end up being a, I guess you could say, concern, or this could be annoying to have or do when it comes to, you know, at a certain point in your life in Genshin, you're going to end up having this problem no matter how long you've been playing. And that is something to do with artifacts. As you could tell from probably the thumbnail or the title, we're going to be talking about artifacts in a different way than most people. I will have a separate video talking about it in by itself as like a mechanic in the game and how it affects characters. But other than that, we're talking about rather the fact that it's very inconvenient and very annoying to be able to move a lot of these artifacts to different characters, try new builds, replace the artifacts back onto the character that you are already going to use it on. It's really annoying going one by one, mixing and matching, and you end up forgetting what's exactly on your character. Let's make an example about the Raiden Shogun. Now, Raiden Shogun's been in the game for a good long while since Inazuma's come out, and Raiden Shogun is still one of the top tier sub DPSs / support characters in this game, especially with, you know, her regular nuke build and also her brand new Dendro reaction build. Now, both of these builds have way different artifacts in their substats and their main stats. The regular nuke build, of course, has energy recharge, crit damage, crit rate, all of that type of stuff, electro damage goblet, depending on your substats and your weapon. All of this stuff is really important for the nuke build. Now, for the Dendro reaction build, you're going to literally be running a whole different set of stuff. You're going to be running all EM substats. You're going to be rocking the Dragon's Bane as your weapon. It's a whole different thing. And this can end up losing your artifacts, not literally, but it's going to be hard to actually replace it onto Raiden Shogun if you don't have a character that's going to be, I guess you could say, a dummy or a placeholder for that artifact set. And with that, it's going to be annoying trying to get stuff around. So like Faye, for example, I want to have this build on another character. I just want to throw it on Kaching just cause, you know, just to make her burst hit hard for no reason. I put it on Kaching, I use her for a little bit, and I want to try a new character. I put another character. I don't need all of the sets pieces from Kaching, which was really Raiden Shogun's pieces, and I use a couple. Now when I go back to Raiden Shogun, it's like, oh, why is she not hitting her? Oh, I don't have her artifacts on her real quick. And I forget who exactly has all her artifacts, and the fact that I have, you know, certain artifacts finally tuned for my Raiden Shogun because certain substats overflow, and I kind of want other substats that are more specific. I could end up losing that and trying to figure out what exactly was her original build. Now, this is the annoying part. This is something that can happen on a lot of different characters. Like you have Kuki Shinobu, who has her EM build and also her HP build. You have Raiden Shogun with her nuke build and her reaction build. There's a lot of different characters and a lot of different builds that you can have on different characters, depending on how you build them with artifacts. Now, with us having to do it one by one is very annoying, very hard to keep track of a lot of these artifacts, very hard to switch playstyles really quickly. I think a lot of people try to not, I guess you could say, move artifacts around too much, and this hinders them from trying new builds. It's actually one of the main reasons I haven't tried to EM Raiden, because I just don't want to lose these artifacts onto another character and forget exactly what is on them, because a lot of the pieces that I have, say for like the Electro Goblet, I have a lot of pieces that are similar. Same with the Sands. There's 5 different characters that have Sands, and some of them are really good, and you know, they all look very similar. Some of them have subsets I don't really want on Raiden Shogun, so it can get really annoying. This is something that stops people from playing new characters or trying new builds on those characters. So there's one thing that I want to, I guess say, want in the game or implement in the game, and that is artifact loadouts. Now, for those that don't know about artifact loadouts, let's go to the sister game of Honkai Impact to show you. Now, for Honkai Impact, a lot of you may not know this game, a lot of you may not play this game, but they do have something in the realm of what I'm asking for, and that is the artifact loadout. So, for example, let's see right here. You go to a character, right? And with that character, there is a loadout plan, which is basically what I want to happen in Genshin. This loadout plan, I don't have it for. For this loadout plan, you can have... Whoa, where's... Oh, because I didn't click on her. For this loadout plan, you can pick your quote-unquote artifacts, we call them Stigmata on Honkai, and the weapon. Now, that'd be nice to include the weapons too, but I will be greedy and only ask for the artifacts in Genshin. but it'd be nice for them to implement having the weapon with the artifacts. That way it's a really streamlined and smooth way to transition your character from one build to the other. As you can see, it chooses these 3 artifacts, the weapon, you use it, and then it places them all together. Let's put this for an example. Let's go to this character. I have several different plans for her depending on the stage, depending on the enemy I'm fighting. She has 3 different plans that have 3 different sets that do 3 different things. Now I don't have the weapon on the thing. I don't know why. I guess because I never move it around. But let's see. I want to use. Let's see what we got here. Why can't I change it? Oh, because I'm not in the actual stage. But say I move her artifacts around, right? I say I want to play with this, but that character also uses this. It uses this right here. She also uses the same artifacts. Guess what? I can put them back on her. She has them all already with her weapon. And then the other character doesn't have it, but I can move it right back just how I wanted it. You know, it's the fact that she doesn't have a weapon is the reason why it won't work. But you move it right back onto here. Now she has the same exact build I had before. There's a lot of different ways you can use this, a lot of different builds that can happen, and this makes it so much easier to build new teams, build new builds, have teams built for certain situations. Moving stuff around just really helps a lot when it comes to having, you know, artifacts moved around, weapons moved around. It's the same thing in a lot of different situations. Having characters that, you know, use similar things, because I know a lot of people like to share on artifacts, and having that option to, you know, go to this weapon and like, oh, okay, I want to have this loadout that I had originally and bring all the artifacts back onto that character because that's initially what they had. So I use this and, you know, put it back. And if not, I go to the other character. I do the exact same thing. They have the artifact set from the other character right here. I use that plan. Guess what? I have all the artifacts back here. And the other character is left with nothing. And you can switch it right back to the other like it's nothing. That is what I want in Genshin. Hopefully they add something like this to Genshin, and it'd help out a lot, and I mean a lot, when allowing people to change builds and allowing people to try new things. It really brings a little bit ease to the mind when it comes to not losing artifacts, not changing around, or having to inconvenience yourself with, you know, putting artifacts on maybe a dummy character, or putting artifacts in a certain way so that you don't lose them, because you don't want that to happen. There's a lot of people that build their characters in a certain way, and they don't want to lose those pieces if they do have a lot of artifacts. Like I said, it might not affect you now, it might not affect you, you know, months from now, but it will definitely affect you at a certain point, because ever so often you're gonna end up getting good artifacts, you're gonna keep them, and then guess what? It's gonna start overflowing. You're gonna keep getting good artifacts at some point, and you're gonna start losing space. And this is a video I'm going to be making in the future, but that is going to be for another day. So other than that, hopefully MiHoYo takes that suggestion, because I know a lot of people are asking for it, a lot of people want it, so hopefully that ends up happening. But other than that, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.